got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Adrian sent you. Did she look okay? Sounds like Adrian. Watch that woman lose a digit trying to get a better tissue sample.
What? You can reattach a finger, Percy.
So what exactly did she have you bring me? Adrian said that, huh? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here, and I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt.
Just paid the whole thing off, huh? Hope it's obvious from my current circumstances that that's gonna be a gift, not a loan.
All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we?
All right, just get those cellular markers tagged.
Wait. Where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian. It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
That is the definition of an existential threat. Dear Lord.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now? Because until now, the terramorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means, but I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here.
The circle, huh?
Could use a drink about now. Here, faster if we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but Given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
You know, constantly. You want me to carry something for you? Don't be a stranger. And scanning we go. You know, you give Sarah Morgan a run for her money on smarts. Just saying. Hey, if you find a new pistol, I'd be obliged. Catch you later.
You're handling this whole captain thing really well, you know.
Yes, you need me?
You bothering me for a reason? All right, out with it. What the hell is the matter with you? Wait, you're seriously going to give me the runaround by flipping this onto me? I'm angry because you betrayed my trust. You want to play this foolish game? Fine. Members of Constellation are held to the highest If you intend to continue this behavior, then maybe we shouldn't be traveling together. Fine. It appears you've made your decision. Now I'll make mine. The next time the ship lands at a port, I'll be returning to the lodge. I'm sorry it had to come to this, but you left me no choice.
Hello. Got anything you need to offload? Train authorities always lie. Kiosk right here for you.
Hey, welcome to the Sidonia Trade Authority. Yo, hey, I'm Manaki. Feel free to... Cool. That's what we do here. Come back anytime.
The final scores were surprisingly tight, with Tayo Astroneering earning a single award more than rival Stroud X. One judge said, technologically, it's next.
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
Was that Percival walking through there with you? Oh, might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
It's really, really hard not to stare into their eyes.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went
Shit,
down.
I'm doing it again.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. You need some time? Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. Because the Terramorph project was doomed from the start. Terramorphs are too mean, too smart, too hungry to be used in combat. Trust us, we tried. The data that's in the archives, it's historical write-ups, anatomical notation, food chain analyses. I doubt they would have even classified it if it didn't have a xeno-warfare logo on it. You have my word. It's not a threat. I mean, I hope they will, but accessing the archives, it's not 100% up to them. They'll also need the consent of the other signatories of the Colony War Armistice, the Freestar Collective and House Varun, in order to unlock it.
Since neither group is exactly on great terms with the UC at the moment, for various reasons.
Exactly. It's going to mean negotiations and deals and Plenty of diplomatic legwork to see this through. But I don't see a better option to solving what's going on here. So it's gonna be up to us to get them on board. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Never can tell when life's about to sucker punch you.
Friend to one devil, friend to them all.
If you're gonna use the elevators or stairs to reach the other levels, try to keep them clean. I hate filing literal.
The Chalk spokeswoman said,
My buddy Mitch keeps asking me if I can help him out.
How's the saying go? Show no mercy, leave no
Oh, how are you?
Hey, what can I do? Need some work done? Sure, have at it.
Captain, it is pleasant to see you.
Green, ready for what comes next. Anything I can help? Help you with? You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every... Okay, no problem.
Did you need something? Like a glove. Captain, greetings.
I wish Deimos was exclusively a...
If it weren't for Deimos, the Freestar Collective would be safe and secure. They make a hell of a warship.
Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. They're a true piece of history.
I think you'll be more than... When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
No other ship can hold a candle to a Deimos.
All green on release. We're free to fly.
Suits reporting all things green. Let's roll. Time to tell Cora we're back.
you're snoring.
ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
Home sweet home.
Greetings, Captain.
We have a state-of-the-art R&D department here.
to accomplish this.
I'm proud to be a part of the Stroud effort team.
Nice to see you again. How can I help? If you need anything, just ask.
There you go, Haversham.
Let's get you set up.
I don't think I can afford both of them either. I can probably only afford one. Yeah, I could only afford one. Which means I have to come back here again. This thing is definitely broken. Red, green, and gold. Well, I know what the issue is. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Nope, that's not it either. I'll worry about fixing it after I get the other engine because I'm not doing this again. And since we can only buy that engine here, this is where we'll be coming to get it. We're still at 100% mobility? Yes, we are. And we have a cargo issue. Yeah, we lost 400 and something from that, but I have a plan to fix that. Or maybe not, I shouldn't worry about it. Who knows? Oh well. 400 grand worth of ship. And it's not finished because I still need the guns. I can't defeat those the Starborn at the last location without those guns.
I'm listening.
Let's go deal with the
Indicators
council.
agree. We're free.
Let's go deal with the council. It would be nice to get rid of that damn woman off my ship. But that is not for this episode. Also, be nice to get rid of Barrett too, but there's nobody to replace him. Which damn woman? The one that's cussing me out. The one with the funny accent that I can't stand. That one. Oh, we need to meet them out front. I forgot about that.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So,
I already know who you are.
In the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Okay, if you were all paying attention to the previous episode when I joined the UC, all these questions were answered in the orientation. So...
No. They made a pretty grave miscalculation. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Okay, again, most of these questions were answered through the... And this is the response
I really appreciate
always
you saying
choose.
that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
I certainly understand what a burden unwanted family legacy can be at times. Good or bad.
They do find a way of injecting themselves into your lives, don't they? Just our lot, I suppose. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
This didn't get explained downstairs.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
That explains it.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
Here
we
goes.
go.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Get in the Darren elevator. She's taking her own
Not
sweet
used
time.
to someone else riding captain. I found some stuff. Nothing too exciting, but it's yours. Till later.
Okay, let's hit the elevator button. Sam, get out of the way. Thank you. Oh.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Don't be an ass. Mrs. McIntyre? Sam, get your ass in here. There you go.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Adrian made it clear that addressing this issue required almost urgency. Just following orders.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Okay. Remind me what's kept in these archives. That's not important. I'm just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's the one with the grand plans. That's not true either. We need the archival data to find a way to stop the possible Terramorph apocalypse. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also
Nice
ask
response.
how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
No, ma'am, nothing special. I only know what I was told. The teacher matched ones from Ladinium. It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Starborn, the archives are fated to be opened. Support our cause and do what you know is right. That's the only...
I can't help but agree with the captain. Attempting to open the archives, it seems like the right way forward.
It does, doesn't it? All right. I withdraw my objection. Let us trust fate. We were all lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Holly, we need to move.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Notice all the other options are gone. That's what happens in there in an emergency, I guess.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
That's it! Stop! Now hit...
Why do I have so many new items? And where's that stupid rifle? I just picked it up. Which one is it? Well, it's probably the only one I've got, so.
With everything
We're
you've got.
trying to help you!
Can't stop!
Say your prayers, pal. Glad there's no more. Use a workout. Damn it. They're gone.
What am I supposed to do to them? They still have little purple things on top of them. You're... Quit!
You know, normally I don't like working with just anyone. But you... happy to even out the load.
I need him with the at the Terramorphs.
So long, friend.
The EM weapon! Find it! Why?
So long.
Lights out on...
Don't you.
Okay, he's got his lights out. He's got his lights out. Your turn.
Boy.
Goodbye.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Let's do it.
Nat's
Sounds
unlocked.
like we need to hustle.
Please, do what you can to help them.
Where's the net? I haven't done anything to that one yet, so I can't use it. Let's use this.
Something's close.
My God, no time to waste, Captain. Boots in the dirt.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Cormax throwing stones into the pond.
Hey Sam, this is not the time.
You might back up. Don't just stand there.
Right now, it's not real. We have to put down that floor. Oh God! It's everywhere.
Them are experts. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding up.
Welcome back to the pride and joy of the UC.
You've done this before.
Hello, New Atlantis.
One fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Where's the fire department?
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault is...
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us. Roger that. We're on you. Whatever's out there.
That might have been a mistake. Oh, that's why it's not working. Shh. That's why it's not working. Where is it? That would make sense.
Surrounded. All around. No way out.
That was a mistake to get them all in here involved.
Coming for you.
Please help me.
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see how quickly you die.
This feels like old times. We gotta move.
Love having a personal target. I doubt they'll trouble us anymore.
There's one more.
I'll handle this.
All wrapped up. We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
I wonder what Jacob would think of a co helping to save New Atlantis. Damn if I'm not proud of it, though. Well, Sammy. Look at the mess I didn't... Where's my ship? Where's my spaceship? Okay, they knew better. Yeah, it's okay. So much for the firefighters.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. Though I guess our people weren't so lucky.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
I guess no fast traveling now.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
That's convenient.
Aquila's too much of a hole in the wall. No offense to my viewers, but Aquila is an accurate representation of the current status of Texas. What is one lonely guard going to do? Don't walk so slow, Hadrian.
Whole building's on lockdown.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely The sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Together, I feel like we could do some serious damage.
You've got the Cabinet's full backing to prevent more
I'm gonna
attacks.
go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni.
Heroes
Start
were
getting a
minted
plan
down at
together
that
for that
spaceport. And that includes you. Pardon?
Have you seen these orders? A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Oh, there you are.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
The Freestar Collective, where the UC keeps all their secrets on how to kill Freestar citizens. I don't think so. There are positives for all banned data from the Colony War. I think so.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varoon.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varoon to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack. No problem, I'm just going to need some electrodes, a tooth extractor, and some sodium pentanol. It sure doesn't sound easy. What can you tell me about these codes? Can we forge them? No, that's not...
I couldn't agree more. However,
She's
both
going to go on and
ambassadors
say
have
something
reasons they won't
that's
or
offensive.
can't work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do
I could
mean
shut her up.
cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon? Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Well then, hope she's doing a good job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
No, we will not.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, I'll wait to be pleasantly surprised. But we do have one item up our sleeve.
I don't need to hear it.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
That's all the info I need for the moment on Ambassador Radcliffe. Any other things I should avoid doing inside the embassy? What can you tell me about the staff member? That's all the information I need at the moment.
Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Tell me about the Ambassador.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Actually, that sounds very promising. I'm sure he can be reasoned with. House Varun are people just like us. No argument here. House Varun seems like nothing but a bunch of madmen. I think I like that one better.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice. It would at least be a speedier negotiation. But I, of course, hope the ambassador is alive and well. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Let's go, Sam.
Hey.
Get in here. And that will bring us to a close on this one. Thanks for watching.